Hey folks, how's it going? So, I got my hair done yesterday, and while I was there, I had some interesting conversation. So it was this young man, 16 years old, I think he said he was, who he's trying to be intelligent, and I think we all should, especially us African Americans. We really need to strive for educational endeavors in our early years, so we have the proper training not to fall victim into the stereotypes of this country, because they're horrific, totally horrific. But anyway, so as I'm talking, I can't really remember what we were discussing, but the discussion turned, or at least I turned it, in the direction of this homosexual movement that they have going on. For the simple fact, people are so super uber sensitive about everything. And first of all, nobody asked you to put your personal business in the street anyway. You know what I'm saying? So any heat that you get from doing this right here, running your mouth, telling people stuff that they don't have nothing to do with, you can just talk to the man or woman in the mirror, or whatever you want to be in the mirror. Look in the mirror and talk to them, because that's the person that brought you that heat. Because had you have not done this, just kept it to yourself, you wouldn't have that problem. You don't see me going around talking about how straight I am and how much of a man I am and how I can do this and that and the third to females. Like, that's so cliche. That is so junior high. That's what we did in the tween years. Okay? Get over it. After that, what you choose to do is what you choose to do. So, if you want to make it public, guess what? You just invited people into your business. How about that? Yeah, that's exactly what you did. And don't get mad if some people don't like what you do, because you publicized it. Had you have kept it to yourself, you would have left them wondering, like we did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody who looks a little unnormal, and you say to yourself, if it's a dude, oh, he's an effeminate. Or if it's a chick, oh, she a tomboy. It ain't no big thing. No big thing at all. That's just their personality. It's not who they are. He is a boy and she is a girl. How did all of a sudden we turn stupid? I don't understand it. I really don't. It's crazy. I know what it is. It's the devil doing his job, for he walketh around seeking whom he may devour. And generally speaking, that's someone that's ignorant. And most of you are ignorant to spiritual things. For spiritual things are spiritually discerned, which means you have to be trained in how to understand them. And not saying some man's training. I'm talking about the Lord, the creator of all things. Speaking of which, let's jump on that topic real quick. For those of you who are believers out there and who have experienced the power of Yah, and I say Jehovah and not God, because God is something that we're finding out was man-made. And you spell it backwards, and it's dog. I can't really see the creator of all things being equated with a dog. So, yeah. I'm going with his original name, Jehovah. If you want to use Elohim, the Almighty, that's up to you. But something that honors the Most High, not something dishonoring. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, for you believers out there, as I said, who have experienced the power and presence of the Lord, then you'll quickly understand and be able to correlate the things that I'm saying. For those of you who don't, think back to school science class and maybe it'll make sense. But Yah, for short, is energy itself. We all know, at least now we know, that energy is everywhere, just like Yah. It's in the air. Tesla was trying to show us how to harness it from the air, and they killed them. Pretty much. Do your research. Use that phone for something other than a tool to exploit yourself and your culture with. Huh? How about that? Yeah. So, as I was saying, energy is everywhere, just like Yah. Then, energy powers everything, just like Yah. Huh? You starting to catch on? Since energy is everywhere and powers everything, it's also a part of everything, which means it's all-knowing. If you're a part of everything and it's the main source of everything, then of course it knows about that thing. It's all-knowing. Yeah. Is it starting to come into focus now? Are you starting to understand? Yah is energy itself. So it ain't no hocus pocus. It ain't no ghosts. You know what I'm saying? It's elemental, baby. Science at its fullest. Exactly. Boom. Just marinate on that for a moment. Yeah, I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take. I understand it's a lot to take, but it's all good. It's all great. So, back to the matter at hand. The Lord is not pleased with that lifestyle. If you don't believe it, search it in Scripture. People talk trash about the Bible, saying this, that, and the third. But I tell you what, when you really look at what's written in there, you'll see that all this there is basically how the Lord says we should live and the evil things that man has done. That's it. The teachings of the Lord, well, also the history of humankind, that's also included. But aside from that, there's no malice, no strife, no selfishness, except for what is recorded that people have done. But there's no teaching of those things. None whatsoever. Only teachings of righteousness. And the teachings basically are hung up on two things: your everything and your neighbor as yourself. Treat people how you want them to treat you. Those are the two teachings of the Bible. That's it. That's it. So people talking all this smack about, oh, the Bible was written by man. Well, I like to shake the hand of that man. Because I tell you what, he wrote down some life-changing stuff that could turn any vile sinner into the bestest of individuals. You better believe it. You better get to know your facts. Don't become a hack. Get to know the facts. We got a bunch of hacks out there. They just love to hear themselves talk. And they saying a bunch of nothing. Like, what's the purpose of your words? If they're not filled with depth of meaning. I mean, come on. What's truly going on? So, back to the matter at hand. Homosexuality. Somebody said something that reminded me of the fact that I'm back in the salon when I was getting my hair done, holding a conversation with the young man. It reminded me of the fact that they want to equate the right to be weird in public to the right to be African American anywhere in the world. I don't say black because black is an insult. Black is the same thing as Toby. They took the man named Kunta and changed it to Toby. So they took our heritage, African, and changed it to black. Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to be proud of that? Black means slave. Black is slave culture. Black culture is slave culture. All it is the things that the slaves became used to when they were kidnapped and brought over here and forced to work for free. That's all it is. The only thing to be proud of about it is that we survived. That's it. Nothing else. And that we're out of it now. But people trying to keep us stuck in there. Every time you use the word black, you're bringing us back. We are African. We are African. They hated us for it, so they gave us black. Throw that in the trash can. Everything in the world negative is associated with black. Do your research. Stop being their pansy. Because that's exactly what you are when you call yourself that. A brainwashed minion. But anyway, I digress. You see, I'm very passionate about that. Because it's a shame. It's a doggone shame that people 2024 still don't understand what that word means. Ridiculous. Or should I say ridiculous more? Anyway, they want to equate the right to be weird with the right to be of your culture, something that you truly are born into. Now, let's set this straight, okay? I totally understand what they mean when they say, I was born this way. Because technically, they were born with a hormonal imbalance. That's why they feel masculine when they're female, or they feel feminine when they're male. There's only two types of people in the world, type A and type B. And if they have a child together, it comes out normal. But if two A's or two B's have a child together, guess what? It's a form of incest. And a birth defect develops of some form. Now, if your little boy come out feeling like a little girl, I would call that a birth defect. I wouldn't call that it was supposed to happen. No, not at all. So let's be real. Let's keep it real, okay? Let's keep it real. Let's call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Now, he don't need to be getting hormonal therapy in the negative. He need positive hormonal therapy, testosterone. That's what he need. She don't need your little girl that feel like a boy is already screwed up on the inside and probably got an overdose of testosterone instead of estrogen. She don't need doses of testosterone to make her normal. That's what's making her abnormal. She need doses of estrogen. They do that stuff to make money off y'all. How don't you see that? Probably because your brain didn't fully develop either. Part of the birth defect. And that's why you can't fully comprehend some things. It make your head hurt to critically think. If you can't sit and contemplate on something critically to figure it out, something's wrong. Something is wrong. If your head hurts because you're thinking hard about something in order to learn, that's how the synapses in your brain are stimulated and they grow. That's how you exercise your mind. Not just reading. You're not just saying words and exercising your mind. You're reading, saying the words, thinking about the words, considering what they mean, considering how to apply those meanings in life to other things and scenarios, situations you may have found yourself in or that you may find yourself in. Boom. Exactly. That's what it's about. Not just saying words. Reading is not just saying words. It's about critically thinking along with the reading. Then you progress. Otherwise, you're just saying words. Yeah. That's the difference between a learner who becomes an earner and a bide my timer. When you just say words, you're biding time. You're pretending to read. Reading means saying words along with critical thinking about those words. See, this is what happens when you go to college. You actually learn things. Exactly what I told the young man, because he was thinking college is just a divisive tool to stratify society. But it's not. It can be used as such, but that's not the primary purpose. The primary purpose of college is to develop a leader, because most leaders require a college degree because they teach you past the basics when you go to college. You're not just specializing in that field. There's an array of topics that you learn, and they all work hand in hand to make you the best in that field that you're studying, so that you can understand every aspect of it in order to critically think. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to critically think about it. You might give it some consideration, but you wouldn't be able to make any connections. And these days, college is really pressing you to make connections because they're not doing any teaching. No, they just assign you stuff and let you read and figure it out. Not much lecture at all. No, lecture is where they connect the dots. But that's not happening, buddy. Not so. They just assigning you things to read online, videos to watch, books to read, and it's for you to take time, which you only have a week. That's not much time when you also work full time and have a life. And you're talking about also critically thinking about multiple topics, because your class involves multiple topics. It's not just that one thing that they're covering. No. Developing leaders. That's what college does. And if you're not a leader, you're not going to be able to cut it. You're going to be making below a C. If you're just at the threshold of being a leader, you're making C's. If you're a pretty good leader, you're making B's. And if you're a dynamic leader, you're making A's. I had a 3.6 GPA. I don't know what it is now. I'll update you on that later. But that just goes to show I'm not playing around. I'm trying to sponge this thing. When I hit that workforce, I'ma change the game, baby. I'ma show them something they ain't seen in a long time. Effectiveness. High effectiveness. Yes, sir. I'ma do it to it. I know we didn't cover a lot of topics this morning, but such is life. You're never just dealing with one thing at a time. There's always multiple facets of a situation. Always. Back to the topic at hand. I'm talking about how it pisses me off when people compare the right to be weird to my right to exist. Because it wasn't my choice to be born out of African descent. Neither was it my choice to be born African American. Neither was it my choice to be born male. None of those things were my choice. Wasn't my choice to be born to the parents that I was born unto. I had no control over any of those things. None. But when it come down to my sexuality and how I choose to view things in life, that's totally within my control. And remember that thing I said earlier about the devil walking around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour? He devours those that are weak. Or let's put it this way, those who are uneducated, those who don't have a proper understanding, because you can tell them anything and get them woozy, get them shaking. They don't have a good foundation in this world. Their parents failed at parenting, did not properly train them the things, the facts of life. Yeah, they didn't. They did a horrible job. Some of you fall into that category. It's not your fault. It's not. Now, it is your fault that you're staying that way, but it's not your fault that you ever existed in that state. That's your parents' fault. They put you there, they left you there, and then you chose to remain there. Unlike people like myself, who choose to educate themselves at every opportunity. Back in school, they dubbed me the professor, not knowing that you were speaking prophecy. But I became an instructor at this thing called life. I've been paying attention, and I can help you if you'd like. Just follow me. Go back, look at all my stuff, especially YouTube. You go to my YouTube channel, oh boy, you're gonna see a lot of good information of things that you may need to know. You may need to know it now. You may now need to know. So, it's up to you. You can continue to struggle, or you can get help on the double. It's available. You have not because you ask not. Those that ask, get answered. Those that seek, they find. And those that knock, it's possible for the door to be open. But if you just stand there and don't push the bell or knock on the door, you might get shot. Because they're going to think you're strange. And we don't like it. Not that kind of strange. No, not one bit. We also don't like weird. Because we find that strange. We don't like it. Strange. When you're physically weird. Strange. Just keep it to yourself. Strange. That'll be much better for your health. Cause if nobody ever knew, they wouldn't be able to finger you as somebody they needed to pay attention to. I know you don't like it, but it don't matter if you don't like it, cause it's the way things is. You know it's the way things is. Don't matter if you don't like it. Don't matter if you don't like it. You just better live with it. Cause it's been like that for thousands of years. So don't you think you're gonna come in here and change things around and switch it all topsy-turvy. Cause what's really gonna happen is you're gonna end up in a world of hurt, B. Yeah, that's gonna be the end result of this movement y'all got going on. It's gonna end up with y'all being in a world of hurt. You might as well just go back in the closet, really, because it was much safer when nobody knew the stuff you do. Because it's private. It's a private matter. Why are we discussing your private business? I never understood that. Never understood it. I never, ever, ever understood it. It just makes no sense. Keep it to yourself. Better for your health to keep it to yourself. But I can't keep being African American to myself. You can clearly look at me and see that I am. So you got an advantage. You know what I'm saying? But some of y'all don't want to use that advantage. And there's some people that still keep it to themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who still keep it to themselves. And I applaud you for continuing your normal life. Because that's the only way you're going to have a normal life. Do what you do in private, like the CEO. He don't sit up and pull his bag of Coke out on the boardroom table and take a bump whenever he wants. So why should you put your private business on blast? It's the same thing. The same thing. Why are y'all trying to change it into something different? You are not being alienated for being the way you want to be in private. But when you bring that stuff into public, guess what? Alienation. You're the topic that's going around today. Doom, 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 doom. Alienation. You don't want that. You don't want that. But Papa Kev gonna take care of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Papa Doc. Just listen to old Papa Doc. I'ma keep y'all squared away so you can have a normal life here today in 2024. Keep it to yourself. Any private matters, keep it to yourself. Okay? Keep it to yourself. That's not something to publicize. Now, the fact that you get discriminated against for being the darker you are, the more discrimination you receive, that's something to publicize, because that's something that shouldn't happen. That's not something to keep to yourself. That's something to spread far and wide. But 9 times out of 10, people keep that to themselves. You see how the devil got people twisted? Stuff they should keep to themselves, they don't. It's exactly what they said in the Bible would happen. When good will be called bad and bad will be called good. So for you to speak on the atrocities of discrimination that happen in America is a bad thing. But for you to speak on the private matters that go on in your bedroom is a good thing. Unless you're the CEO of a company, then it's a bad thing. I'm confused. No, y'all confused. Each and every one of you that's fallen victim to that bull. Because it's nonsense. Garbage. Private matters need to stay private. Alright, so we done put that to bed. So, that's why I was upset in the salon. You want to sit up and compare your private business to something that's public. No, man. No, it's not right. It's not right at all. Not right at all. That I got to sit up and be equated with some weirdo wanting to streak out. Freaks come out at night. They out in the daytime now. I guess they won't happy with just coming out at night. They want to be able to come out in the day. No. We don't need our kids seeing that stuff and becoming confused. See, that's the enemy. That's the devil walking around seeking whom he may devour. The future is the children. So if they confuse the children, then we don't have no future. Look at the world today. 50 years ago, we wouldn't have the problems that we have today with boys wanting to be girls and girls wanting to be boys and have operations to do it. Are you kidding me? So you just gave them more ways to become rich. More ways to take your money. More ways to make you look stupid. Because guess what? Now nothing works. Your body is trash. You are a real live mutant. Yeah, you thought doggone Wolverine was a mutant. No, you're the mutant. Frankenstein. It's alive! It's alive! Fake chest, fake booty, fake lips. Like, what about you is real? Frankenstein did it to yourself and paid them to do it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong? That's a mental illness. Low self-esteem. Okay? First, it starts with introverted personality combined with low self-esteem. Self-hate. Like, why? Why would you want to mutilate your body? Nothing works now. You will never make more of you, which on one hand might not be a bad thing. Maybe they all should do it. Because then they can never spread them genes. Never ever. It totally dies with them. Yeah, that might not be a bad option. I might be on the bandwagon with y'all on that one. Go ahead and fully transition. Go right ahead. Because there's already something wrong up here. So we might as well prevent it from continuing in society by cutting them genes off. Do it to yourself. Yes, I love it. Self-castration. I love it. Self-sterilization. I love it. I do. Oh my goodness. We may have just found the solution to our problem. Because truly it is a mental illness. When somebody thinking they're the opposite of what they are. Like, if your parts work, then you should clearly know what you are. I'm not understanding how there's confusion about it. How is there ambiguity of what you are based on a feeling? You're confused because of a feeling. And feelings can be changed like night and day. But you basing your life on that. Yeah, that makes no sense at all. None whatsoever. But that's exactly what's happening. It's exactly what's happening. So how else do you explain it? You know what I'm saying? I already gave y'all the scientific, physical, medical version of what happened. They was born deficient, received the wrong hormone, and therefore you can understand the feeling that they have. But that doesn't mean you continue going in the wrong direction. No, it does not. You need to reverse the wrong that was done. I guarantee if they do an analysis of the person, they find out that they're getting the opposite hormone. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. So why would you keep giving them the wrong thing? To make money. Because it's all a money grab. They're trying to get as much out of you as possible. As much out of you as possible. That's what they're trying to get. Idiot following close, tailgating me. These people, boy, these Michiganders, they sit up, they ain't thinking about driving fast until you pass them. Then all of a sudden, you want to go faster now? Yeah, you're going to learn today. Play around. You're going to learn. You ain't the only one that can drive how they want to drive. Anyone has the option of doing that. Okay? Idiot, ignoramus, you moron, stupid. I don't know where where in the world they learn to drive at here. It baffles me, because they have some of the worst driving skills, and it's such arrogance in it, as if they were master drivers. You know, they drive like you messed up when you passed them. I'm not slowing down and holding you up. I passed you and kept going, but you want to act like I'm in your way? I'm in your way now. You driving slow, signs all day long along the left side of the highway saying, keep right except when passing. That's a little different than slower traffic, keep right. That's a little different. Slower traffic is talking about the people that's driving slower. Keep right except when passing is saying, period. You need to be in the right lane unless you passing somebody. And these idiots don't understand that at all. Not at all. They hog the left lane and drive slow. Double whammy. But that's Michigan. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you drive in the state, except for out west. When I was out Kalamazoo, the place I thought was made up, but it's actually real, they're better drivers there. I don't know why. She swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. Hey, I'm gonna have to go back out that way and analyze it to see, try to figure out why the west side of Michigan drives better than the east side. Maybe because there's so much going on the east, but not Lansing. That's in the middle. You know, the hustle and bustle kind of stops after Novi. Everything's pretty much spaced out after that. So what's all the rush about? What? What's all the rush about? And it ain't even a rush for real. It's a anal characteristic. Like, why you want to act like an anus? Just purposely do stuff. Purposely be ill. I don't understand it. But that's Michigan. That's how they are. Why? Who knows? That's what they do. But you're going to learn today. You pull that stuff with me. Because your boy don't play. I keep it real. And you definitely going to feel the pain of being anal. Like, no. Unless I'm in a hurry. Then I give you a pass. But if I'm not in a hurry, man, forget about it. I am not letting you get away with being stupid. Sure am not. Oh, snaps. I went the wrong way. But it's all good. It is all great. Mistakes happen. But I can easily correct it. Easily. Huh. You know what? This might not be that bad. Yeah. I'll just ride it out. No need to be extreme. See, that's the difference between a Michigan driver and a real driver. Because a real driver knows when they're not capable of doing something. They know it. You can look at it and tell. Versus a novice who just does anything, putting everyone at jeopardy. Like, why would you do that? Why? Why would you be a hazard? on the interstate system. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. But that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And I'm quite sure they don't